noticed last week you said you were going to be practicing having some of the coaches pulling jerseys and John in the girls' ears to kind of help them keep their composure for future games. Kind of like a game like today. Do you think that paid off today?
We prayed for this. We actually prayed for the other team to act like that because we needed some growth there, and I think the kids did great. I don't think you saw any retaliation today or our kids losing their cool. They just continued to focus on the game plan.
Was there a particular play in the game where you think things started getting more chippy?
I know when Machado had her shirt pulled and the girl had her arms all the way around her and she came off and the shirt's ruined. I think that was kind of a point where we're like, what's going on here? But a couple times we saw their kids after the play slug our kids in the back. We saw the one, I don't know if you guys saw where the kid's down on the ground and the kid gets up and kicks her. I mean, this stuff it's unfortunate. It's really a disgrace to the sport.
Do you think the other team was just a little frustrated with the early 3-goal lead that you had on them?
That might be, but we all have a vast array of emotions, but it's learning what to do with those emotions. So you got to channel them into something positive. The last game of the season happens to be against Cerritos, and they're number 2 right behind us in conference. The number 2 in the state. We're 4 in the state. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah. And so we're gonna just get ready for the game, just like any other game. It's a game, and we're looking forward to playing them here at our home field. Yeah.
Your team performed today in the win against LA Harbor.
I think we took the win actually really well. Everyone, we started off with a goal like in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, so that helped a lot. That boosted up our energy, and we were just really pumped up after that.
During the second half, it seemed like things started getting a little more physical between you guys. Do you think there was a certain play during the game where things started to get a little chippy between the two teams?
Yeah, definitely. When they scored, we've had this situation before where they scored, like we're up 3-0 and then they score, and soccer is crazy. They can come back at it really quick, and every team here in this conference is really well at doing that. So we started panicking, and that's when like the aggression started coming, and we were just getting really heated with one another, like pushing and stuff, protecting our players, but we learned to calm it down towards the end.
Coach said a key focus for this week for the team has been composure. Do you think overall you guys did a good job at keeping your composure
Oh yeah,
the
definitely.
game?
Composure. We practice that every day. That's the first thing we do. We come out on the field saying we have to keep our composure or else we're not going to get the result that we want. So always composure and just keeping the flow of the ball going.
So the last game of the season coming up against Cerritos, number 2 in the state.
Oh yeah.
Do you think there's anything your team needs to focus on to make sure you can secure a home victory?
Yeah, definitely just go in it being ready, because Cerritos is coming after us and we're going after them, so it's definitely going to be a good match, and it's going to be at home, so we have that advantage, and it's going to be a really good game.
Coach told us that in practice this week you guys were going to be getting a little more physical with the girls, pulling their jerseys, John in their ears to kind of help with composure, because I guess that's been the theme for the week.
Yes.
So do you think that came into effect in today's win since things were pretty physical?
Absolutely. I mean, if you were watching a game, you saw how physical and a little dirty the other team was, pulling jerseys, late tackles, stepping on our girls, even throwing a couple punches, and I thought we handled it fairly well. I don't know that I would handle it that well myself, so I definitely think I'm really proud of how composed they stayed today. So.
Do you think there was a particular play during the game where things started to get a little more chippy and physical?
No, sometimes that's just the way that other teams are, and that kind of looks like a piece of the personality of the other team, unfortunately. You saw it all around from almost every player on their team, which is kind of unfortunate because, it's a soccer game and sportsmanship is so important, but it happens.
So I know all the coaches use the cliche, we take it one game at a time, but you got a pretty huge upcoming game against Cerritos. They're number 2 in the state.
Yeah, well, that's the next game now, so we're still taking it one game at a time, yeah.
Yeah, so, but do you have any thoughts on that game, or do you think you guys need to prepare on a little bit?
We're just excited. I think composure is going to be the biggest thing, not getting too emotional, too excited, staying nice and calm and playing our game. I think we don't want the girls to be emotional and all in their heads and crazy. We want us to be calm and play our game, because I think if we do what we do well, it's pretty hard to beat us. We've scored goals. We moved the ball around so nicely. So I think if we can play our game against Cerritos, it's gonna be a great game.
Do you think there was 1 or 2 players today that stepped it up a little more than usual, or?
I think Sciolini had a great game, and I think they all played so well today. I really do. I think as a team, we just played so well today. So I'm proud of them all.
Thank you. How did your team perform today?
I think overall we did good. There was a time when they scored on us that we kind of got a little messed up, but overall we did good.
Did you think things were a little more physical today than in previous games?
Yes, definitely. LA Harbor came at us. I know they wanted to beat us, so it was a tough game, but we stuck to the game plan and it helped us a lot.
Do you think there was a particular play during the game when things started to get a little more physical?
Yeah, second half definitely got more physical. They had a goal on us, so they were trying to come back. So we just had to keep our composure and our heads up and just play our game.
It looks like a couple players got injured, number 7. Does it look like they're going to be okay, or did you talk to her at all?
Yeah, I spoke to number 7 when she got hurt on the field. Hopefully she's going to be okay. It was her knee, but she's walking and she has some ice on it, so hopefully we're praying that she'll be fine and ready against Cerritos.
Is there any thoughts you have against Cerritos? They're number 2 in the state. You guys are number 4. It's going to be a pretty big game.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. We just got to come out and play how we know how to play. Play our game, stay composed like we did today, and just hope for the best. Play our game.
All right, thank you.
Game, trust. So everyone go out Tuesday, watch that game.